impressive to me.
Yeah, I used Google. Trust me. I had to look up. Okay, so there are 3 digits here, and that means 100. And that's where we are as we get into game number 1. Rocket League is a lot easier. You don't usually get more than like 5 goals in a game unless you're Tyler. As Calix will open things up for the Rightovers, and the shot from Skyline just barely missing the mark. And we are underway. The Vikings, again, with this team being as a whole pretty well unknown, the Rightovers, Vikings have to know they are in for a fight on their hands here to close out week 2.
Yeah, and right out the gates, the Vikings just peppering that corner, trying to work it, going left to right now. Love to see that, and I love to see the demo from Maestro.
Skyline for himself, and he wins the challenge with Pondex. Maestro actually ran into Pondex as well, so here come the Rightovers. It's Calix right down the middle. Bilbo trying to run interference on Pondex. Great concentration to clear this ball away, but it's right at Skyline.
And glad you brought Bilbo up. He gets that ball shot right over his head. And Mummy Snow with the first goal of this series, putting the Vikings up by 1.
Mummy Snow striking first. He had that one game back in the first match that they played where he only scored 82 points or something like that. And granted, that's game score. Take it for what it's worth. That game went to overtime. He came back, scored a goal very early on in the next game, and really established his presence in the remainder of that series with Veloce. And he has made himself known to the Rightovers here. Ooh. Big block there off the double commit between Mummy Snow and Pondex. And now a ball sent way downfield off the double kill.
Oh my goodness. A ton of aggression coming out from the Vikings right now. And my eye during game number 1 is going to be on Bilbo, but look at the shot from Skyline, catching Maestro off guard. Nice hard shot from midfield.
Well, we know him for his defense, and let's face it, he's never really been a scorer, but Skyline here going right over Maestro. And we are right back where we started just a minute and a half ago. And the kickoff going the other way here, Vikings with Pondex centering. The shot coming in, Bilbo barely made the save initially, and Pondex there to dunk it on the goal line.
Don't let them feel comfortable with that lead. Come right out and smack them in the face. Skyline gets an awkward touch on that ball, and a teammate is able to capitalize.
Maestro getting officially his second assist. And now let's see if the Rightovers can answer again. It was Skyline first, but now Maestro with Bilbo challenging, and Calix to dump this ball back in. Got the full boost, but not able to take out Mummy Snow, but all 3 cars got a crisscross there for the Vikings. And Bilbo back to make that save.
Yeah, good heads-up play from him, seeing that pass coming down across that dotted line, but they're not done. Pondex continuing to keep this ball in the blue half.
Now to be Skyline, trying to control this out from the sidewall. Didn't have a lot to work with, hasn't done a lot with it, but Calix there to bail him out. And now Bilbo downfield. They have an advantage if they can get down to that ball in time, but Mummy Snow, good quick recovery on the rotation. And now here comes Maestro and the Vikings again.
That was actually a great pass from Calix. Unfortunately, Skyline pushed up a little too far past midfield, so that pass went over his head. But they continue with their offensive onslaught. Maestro pushes this ball towards midfield, waiting for Bilbo, and look at that pass. Loving the vision we're seeing from him in this first matchup.
It'll be real fun watching Skyline against Mummy Snow. They were teammates back in the rival series with Servette. Skyline blocked by Pondex, but that ball finds Bilbo and Calix. Now Bilbo off to the side, needs to center. He has, but Calix can't get there in time. The defense of Maestro preserves the lead for the Vikings.
Yeah, but look at Pondex, nice hard pass. Didn't quite come all the way out near the top of box like he would have wanted. And Mummy Snow just continuing to put 50-50 after 50-50 on that ball, just keeping the Rightovers guessing.
Another one sent to the corner that Calix will chase down. Pondex, can he find Mummy Snow with this ball? Yes, he can. The shot is going to be saved by Skyline. What he did all season long with Servette the last time we saw him. and not able to capitalize on a rebound opportunity was Pondex.
Yeah, Maestro had a great line on that ball, the angle to put that shot on target, but he swooped in. Communication seemed to be a little bit of an issue there, but they still retain this lead. They just would have liked to put another one on the board.
Mummy Snow could not take that corner boost from Bilbo. Will he be punished for it? No. Maestro with a big challenge. Down to the final minute of game one. Calix needs to clear this with 2 cars bearing down on him, and he does. Bilbo not able to get around Mummy Snow with only 45 seconds remaining. Calix denied by Pondex. Could not get a piece of Maestro. May have made him alter his defense just enough to keep the Rightovers on the attack, but Calix loses out on the challenge.
Just a little too far forward on that pass, able to break things up, and Maestro gets it by 1. He's got the open net, but can't quite slow it down. But he gets the pass to Mummy Snow, and they're continuing to pressure the net. 15 seconds to go. The Rightovers need to break out.
That's good patience there for Maestro. Realizing that they don't need that goal, but it would certainly be nice. We'll see if they get punished for not scoring what would have been the dagger in game one. Skyline has Bilbo in support. Welcome to the Rival Series tie game.
And talk about nerves of steel. The rookie stepping up in the last few moments of this game. Skyline puts it towards the box. Bilbo finds the hole in the defense and sends this game to overtime.
That is incredible. And we go to yet another overtime. Boy, if you love close matchups, you have certainly loved week 2 of the European Rival Series. Pondex waiting patiently. This time he does take the corner boost. The shot in from Maestro, stopped by Skyline. Mummy Snow needs to recover off the side. He whiffs it entirely. Bilbo for Calix, and the pass not there for Calix. And now Maestro intercepted by Skyline, but nobody to follow up on the rebound.
Oh my goodness, they have had 2 very close opportunities down the field. I love the idea that we're seeing come out from them, and Skyline looking for Calix. Calix looking for the net, and Bilbo hit Maestro into that ball.
Oh my goodness, not the way he drew it up at all, but Calix on the doorstep, and the Rightovers take game 1.
Oh my goodness, they're stepping up so big when they need to. Skyline with the 50-50, and Calix with the heads-up play, head on a swivel, sees that ball coming in, and getting them the W in the first match.
Subi, we always get the boring ones in the Rival Series, don't we? Unreal. What a game from the Rightovers. Big time comeback. And yes, Maestro not converting on what was an open net at the tail end of regulation. It came back to haunt the Vikings in the worst way.
Oh my goodness. What an absolute stunner of a game. Just up and down, roller coaster of emotions, and Bilbo making a mark in that game and shooting the best in Rival Series history so far. 1 goal, 0 shots. So 1,000,000% shooting accuracy.
This guy, yeah, numbers nerd here. Hey, you know, let's talk about Bilbo for a moment too, because he came so close to the Rival Series last season. Got to that final match there in the lower bracket, and they were beaten out by Calix and the Clappers, who then proceeded to not have much of a season. But Calix is back. Bilbo came back with Calix and Skyline. They're having, well, a great start to their season. They, unlike Complexity, are undefeated.
Hey, look at that. But yeah, Calix not wanting to go 1-6 again. And I don't think that they're going to. This team is looking fantastic. You can tell the nerves were there in the first minute, but after that, gone. Completely gone. So comfortable on the field, just playing up and down. Good offense, good defense. And then, oh my goodness, I cannot compliment Bilbo enough. The ability to keep that shot on target and not hit the ground. Holy smokes.
Well then, that is how you make a statement in your Rival Series debut. All right, rookie, let's see what you got for an encore. That ball's given away, and Maestro shots high. Follow up to the corner, and Pondex makes a statement early for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's one way to swing momentum. Get a goal in the first 10 seconds. They start out hot.
And so Pondex getting yet another goal, his second now for the Vikings in this series. could be the second of many that they're going to need from him if they're going to take down this Rightovers team. As Maestro shots denied, Bilbo to clear out of the corner. Nobody else in support, so that clear had to be perfect, and it was. Now Maestro. Pondex thought about it and said he'll have to come back and rotate out. Mummy Snow.
Waterfall.
Waterfall, and it's Mummy Snow taking it himself.
And what a read to see that this ball is going to fall straight down, and then the ability to slow down just enough so he can squeeze that ball underneath the crossbar. Oh my goodness, the Vikings may have gotten a little mad at game number 1.
Yeah, we saw Complexity go to that well a few times against Veloce, and then they had to stop. See if the Vikings can keep it up. Bilbo, that's a double commit, and Skyline ends up taken out in the process, so he can't follow up the play. Now Maestro against Calix. That's a good job by Calix to keep that ball out of the center, but Skyline has thrown it out there, and Bilbo meets Pondex. Now Skyline from the side. Calix is there. Somebody's got to rotate out. It'll be Skyline as Bilbo flips one in to be cleared by Pondex.
This ball's going to go right back in the orange zone, though. Skyline went back for that back boost. So that hard clear just found itself right in his lap. And the Rightovers chasing 2 goals right now. Getting very aggressive. Look at how close they're pushing up. Just pushing downfield in tandem.
Yeah, I mean, their so-called offsides line is well above midfield right now. Bilbo for Calix, right to the center of the goal, and Mummy Snow sends it away.
I don't know how he got that much power with that angle. That was impressive. And their clearing ability right now is really impressive. Seeing where the offenders are coming from, and Bilbo staring down the barrel and sending that shot to the side.
That's a reflex save if ever you saw one. He was ready to jump, but just able to recover, clear this ball away, and now here's Skyline. He needs to get this ball in front, and he's not going to be able to despite the demo by Calix. Now Bilbo shot right at Mummy Snow, and it falls right at his feet for a big-time clear. Skyline met by Maestro, another dunk as the Vikings pour the pressure on at the halfway mark, leading by 2, trying to tie up this series.
Skyline has no boost, and he's the last man back in net. Pondex just needs to get this one by him, but Skyline got one of those little pads, able to get up that wall quick enough, and here comes the rookie, pushing downfield, has a teammate, sees the net, but unable to find that mark.
Now Mummy Snow hit into the side, good recovery. He'll be able to follow up this play unless Bilbo sends it off to the side. Well done on the defensive end, but they're not out of the woods just yet. Calix able to recover on the backboard. He'll take the corner boost, but now he'll leave Skyline to clear that ball away, and he didn't get it very far. Skyline again up the wall. He's missed it entirely, and Maestro taking boost and taking Calix out of the play. Good pass across for Pondex. Back to Mummy Snow, and everybody had to wait. Nobody took a shot, and it remains just a 2-0 lead until, no, it's cleared away. Looked like Mummy Snow was going to be able to convert that, but he went too far.
He got bumped by Calix, pushed him completely out of the way to get that shot on target. Nice heads-up play from him, but down by 2, minute 30 to go, you got to get to work.
Bilbo for Skyline. Everybody pushed up except for Mummy Snow, who makes that save at the other end. Now Mummy Snow bringing another one in front. Bilbo has the clear as far as Calix.
I would love to see a back pass there.
Skyline to the backboard, and Mummy Snow to the corner. Well read by Skyline, but he couldn't make contact. Now Calix. Bilbo thought about coming up, and maybe he should have because they've got to chase the game, but he does make a good play at midfield. This will be Bilbo, and Pondex intercepts.
Yeah, at this point, they're out of position, and here come the Vikings, but a monstrous clear put on that ball to give the Rightovers another opportunity to score.
Well, the Vikings can go into the shell here. Down, up 2 goals with only 35 seconds left. They don't need another. It'll be Bilbo looking to beat Mummy Snow, but instead it's Maestro who comes in and kills the play immediately. 23 seconds remain, and another ball dumped into the Rightovers zone. Calix will flick it away, but only as far as Pondex. This has been clinical in closing out a game for the Vikings, as the Rightovers, They've had some opportunities, but not many high-quality ones. This is one. They need it, and they've got it from Bilbo.
And Bilbo once again coming in the last few seconds to score a goal, but they're still down by 1. Kickoff is going to be crucial on this next play.
I mean, you'd like to have another few seconds just in case the ball goes the wrong way, but 5 seconds is all the Rightovers have to work with. And this ball rolling. Maestro will just throw it off the backboard, but Skyline keeps us in the air for a moment, and the Vikings will breathe a sigh of relief. They don't let this game get away from them, and they've tied up the series.
Yeah, like a heavyweight fighter that got knocked down in an early round, get right back up and come out and smack the Rightovers right in the face, getting a goal just 8 seconds into this game, making a statement, coming out with the aggressive play and taking control of that midfield and not allowing the Rightovers to have any time with the ball on the top of their car.
And now for the Rightovers, they need to go back to the drawing board because what they did in Game 1 did not work at all in Game 2. The Viking squad really adjusted, they adapted, they brought the fight right to the Rightovers and really didn't let them breathe for a good 4.5 minutes. It really wasn't until the tail end where you thought, okay, the Rightovers can finally get on the board. Way too late.
Yeah, I think they thought that they had more time with unchallenged balls. They thought that, okay, I'm going to be able to get this on my hood. Let's work it out a little bit and get a flick on it. But you don't have that much time. Not when Maestro's saying, I've been playing since season 1. I know what you're trying to do, and we're going to stop that right away. But in this next matchup, the Rightovers do have to change a little bit. They had the right idea, but unfortunately they missed on a lot of passes that seemed to be available.
Yeah, we talk about the experience of Skyline and how he goes back to Season 2 and the MLG Pro League days and all that. Yeah, Maestro goes back that far as well. He has seen a thing or two in the world of Rocket League. And now we see, again, 3 real veterans of the game here going at it in Maestro, Mummy Snow, and Skyline. This is a real treat in this season of the Rival Series. Mummy Snow will send this away from his own back line, but he misses the ball on the side, and it's an opportunity for the Rightovers. If Bilbo can wait for this, he'll give way to Calix, and the shot right at Pondex. Here's the follow-up from Skyline. He pulled the string on Mummy Snow, or Maestro, and he's able to make the save.
I love the speed that we're seeing come out from them to break rotations, the heads-up play, eyes wide open, knowing that they're able to, and you've got to contribute that to the good communication that they have going on right now.
Good pass to Bilbo, his shot high, but Pondex couldn't clear this off the line, but to his credit, as that ball came straight down on him, he didn't let it go into the net.
Yeah, most importantly, but he still has this. Can he get the double tap? No, and Maestro turned to the side by Skyline.
Skyline, no stranger to making a lot of saves. He made a very tough one there with Maestro bearing down on him. Here's Bilbo off the demo by Skyline, and the Rightovers take the lead.
Oh, baby, the rookie showing up again, but look at Skyline. Takes out Maestro, and then how about the shot by Bilbo? The defender comes in to cover that strong side of the goal, and he puts that shot on the weak side.
Skyline, you could say, won this kickoff, but it goes right to Maestro. You can't follow this play up, but the pressure's there. It's Calix and Bilbo trying to sort themselves out. That leaves Skyline at the net. Pondex made him wait, but not able to get the demo. That's a good touch though from Calix. Can he find a teammate? Will he need a teammate? He does, as that ball's sent away by Maestro. Maestro looking for a double tap, not gonna find it as Skyline is there with his defensive effort. Pondex retreating, this is dangerous, and now Skyline will take over. That'll go across, and that's a good reset there by the Vikings. Good D-to-D pass, and Pondex will have this away, and that is, it's not much. It didn't look like much of an attack from the Rightovers, but that could have got very dangerous very quickly.
Absolutely, and you called it good heads up clear there. He saw all 3 members of the Rightovers at midfield, so decides to pass that ball to corner to his teammate to be able to get a nice touch on that ball, push it downfield, and now they finally see themselves back on the defensive end.
Pondex beaten out by Bilbo. This will not angle downward, and instead bumps out for Mummy Snow. Now Skyline with a drive. That's going to be well wide. Follow up from Bilbo. He could not keep control of this, and Maestro will bomb it downfield. does not kiss the ceiling, and Skyline will send it away.
Ooh.
And he gets another touch as well. But will it be to their detriment? No. Big clear by Calix.
Good heads-up play by the third man to rotate back. Maestro, the veteran in this matchup for sure, doing whatever he can to give his team an opportunity in game number 3.
That ball sent out towards Maestro, and Bilbo there to spoil any further danger. Skyline as Bilbo's taken out of the play. Calix gets the shot on. It is just high. Pondex couldn't clear, but Skyline could not convert. The defense at the end, just enough from the Vikings. The deficit remains 1. Could be erased here, but Mummy Snow not able to get a centering pass off.
Yeah, just missed that ball entirely. Going for the boost, trying to disrupt the defense, but he sees Maestro. Maestro puts the shot on, and the rookie putting that one to the side again.
Bilbo thought about coming up on that play, and it's a good thing he went back. Needed to make that save. Now Calix, as Mummy Snow tries to go underneath. Good recovery by Calix, just getting a piece of the ball, but they're not out of trouble just yet. Big miss from Skyline. You never see that, as Calix will boom this away, and danger averted again by the Rightovers.
Oh, but watch out for that. Poor touch there. He saw the net, but I would like to see a high hit to get Maestro up in the air as he was the last defender back.
Mummy Snow taken out of the play, but Pondex recovers, and now here's Maestro. Maestro from the corner. Can Pondex get this in front? He'll try to play it to himself, and Calix booms it away. He'll take the midfield boost. What can he do with it? Needs to center for Skyline, and Mummy Snow is all over him.
One thing that the Vikings have stuck with through games 1, 2, and now 3 are those demos, but seem to not affect the Rightovers at all in this matchup. Maestro to Mummy Snow to the bottom of the corner, and we have ourselves another tie game.
Well, Mummy Snow's 3 goals in this series have all been huge for the Vikings. None bigger than that one right there that ties up game 3. Beautiful feed, as you mentioned, from Maestro. His 4th assist. Yet to find the back of the net himself, but his presence has been felt. But that double commit off the kickoff could have been deadly if not for the efforts of Mummy Snow on the back end.
Oh, and Bilbo hit Mummy Snow further than the ball went.
Well, here's Maestro, his shot on the near side, sent away by Skyline. Follow up from Pondex. That's going to be sent away by Calix. Skyline, though, left in no man's land, and Mummy Snow strikes again. Game promptly untied.
Oh my goodness, Mummy Snow reading Calix, puts that one up high and just hammers it home. The Vikings making a statement here in game number 3, saying we will not go down, not that easily.
5 goals from Flame in that last match with Veloce, and Mummy Snow has answered that with 4 of his own here. Another huge clutch goal from Mummy Snow. And he may have one more just to salt this one away. Down to 5 seconds left. Another game coming down to the closing seconds. And Bilbo cannot keep this up. The Vikings take game 3. They come from behind in the final minute.
This has been the greatest day of the rival series.
Are you kidding? This is awesome.
This is amazing. Every single game coming down to the wire, keeping you on the edge of your seat. And Mummy Snow stepping up huge for his team. 6 shots on net. Are you kidding me? The aggressive play from him just showing on the scoreboard alone.
And you know, there are some days where you have some low-scoring, close games that are frankly quite boring because there aren't that many shots. And that's, you know, nobody gets an opportunity. It's just, you know, ball go this way, ball go that way at the midfield line. Nobody really gets an opportunity. There have been plenty, a lot of point-blank saves made all throughout the day here in Europe. And really, you're seeing that the level of play here in the Rival Series has elevated so much. And this is only week 2. We got 3 more weeks of this.
Everyone seems to be following the groundwork laid down by Cloud9 of introducing the world to those midfield passing plays. Everyone realizing how deadly they can be, how hard it is for a defender to read that. And we saw it from Bilbo. He was the last man back when the game was tied. He had a 50-50 shot. If he rolls right, he saves that ball, and we may be seeing overtime. But instead, it's just too hard to read. The shot was put on net, and the Vikings on match point now. The Rightovers have looked great, but they've got to change up a little bit.
You know, we've seen in the past that players have been reluctant to change up their rosters and change teammates. Pondex, a great example of that. he hasn't really had a team around him, very much like Niels Cook, where you feel like this is a team that's going to contend. A career 8-23 record in the RLCS and Rival Series combined coming into this week. And now with this Vikings team, as they do fall behind here, Calix getting the opening goal, it does feel like Pondex has kind of a new beginning in the Rival Series, but he's beaten here.
Yeah, just a misread there from Maestro, and Calix is barreling down, realizing it's a slow shot on net, so definitely savable, but wins that challenge and puts the Rightovers up, something they absolutely needed to lift their spirits and up their momentum.
Whose new beginning will reign supreme here as this ball sent all the way across the face of the goal. Bilbo with a big clear. Calix to continue the play onward to the corner. He'll get that ball in front, but Pondex is there with a big clear. Mummy Snow all the way downfield. Calix to Skyline. Looked like a good passing play coming out of the zone, but Skyline couldn't keep it going. Now Bilbo will try, but he's met by Mummy Snow. That play just a little slow to develop. Really, all game it has been for the Rightovers, despite that early goal.
Mummy Snow looks like a pit bull chasing a rusty truck right now, just chasing everything, doing whatever he can to put a touch on the ball. It could throw off the Vikings completely, but so far it seems to be working.
There's your Subiism. It is officially a Rival Series week. That ball's off the crossbar, and Skyline will take the full boost out of the orange zone. What can he do with it? Looking to send this down in front. He has. Pondex needs to come off the backboard as Bilbo was challenging. Now Calix with a good pass across. Back to Calix, and he missed it entirely.
Yeah, but Maestro had to jump on that one, had to respect the shot that could have came on the board. Speaking of Maestro, has an open net, passes the ball to Mummy Snow, and out of the corner, capitalized upon by Pondex.
Pondex with his third of the series, this time just getting credit for putting one home on the doorstep. It looked for a moment like Calix was going to get there, and boy, if the Rightovers avoided giving up a goal there, that may have just about guaranteed Game 5 the way we've seen things go. But yes, we're right back where we started, all tied up, now with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and Calix, the only one with a shot in this game for his team so far. Skyline and Bilbo need to get to work in the offensive end if they want to keep this game close.
Pondex against Bilbo. This will get centered. Who's going to have the clear? It's Bilbo. Gives up the corner boost, and Maestro will take it. Bilbo shot, saved by Pondex. Skyline couldn't get it on target. Calix will try as well. He is met by Maestro. Now Bilbo will try again. Skyline coming in, and Pondex bombs it away. Here's Maestro for Mummy Snow. Did not go for the shot. I think he was looking for Bilbo instead. Found neither, and we remain tied at halftime.
Uh-oh, that's
but
not
for
good.
long. Calix can't get around in front.
That was so close to being gold for the Rightovers, but Vikings standing strong once again in the defensive zone.
Pondex now for Maestro, sent away by Skyline. 2 minutes remain in a tie game. Can Skyline clear this past Mummy? He can. He gets around his former teammate, and he hits the post, and this time, Old Ironsides doesn't make the save. It creeps its way in.
Oh my goodness, Skyline coming up, taking the ball all by himself, and somehow putting a little bit of English, putting the shooter's touch on that ball and rolling it in.
The post usually ends every day undefeated. Not this time. Skyline gives the Rightovers the lead again, but for how long? Calix off the crossbar, off the demo, and Bilbo will secure the goal.
And the Rightovers have smelled blood in the water. A demo on net. Bilbo capitalizes, and they're up by 2.
That's how all three get involved in the play, and now the Rightovers have their biggest lead of this series. And really, we could say that for a lot of teams. We have not had many blowouts here in week 2. Calix trying to slow play that and play Mummy Snow. It did not work out.
And you know that it's a good week if we're considering a 2-goal deficit a blowout.
Right. Skyline for Mummy Snow. Calix Another one dropped in front that Maestro has to sweep away. Bilbo dunks this ball back in. And right now the Vikings can't get out of their own defensive zone. Even when the ball goes out towards midfield, finally they do, but it's gonna come right back in, courtesy of Skyline. Calix trying to dunk on Maestro. Bilbo taken out of the play. That will let the Vikings get downfield. They need to capitalize here in the final minute. We've seen the Rightovers come back late in games. Now the Vikings will try. Pondex misses wide, and another ball cleared downfield.
The Vikings still sticking to that game plan of demos, but it appears the Rightovers are well aware, and they're okay. But a fast break opportunity. Maestro coming down, and Pondex causing disruption, but Calix able to swoop in time. And their team gets a little bit of breathing room.
If that was anybody except the defensive wizard of Skyline at the back, you would expect the Vikings to score, but he's seen it all. Skyline made the save there. He'll clear this right at Mummy Snow, and he makes yet another save. Skyline standing tall, so too is Calix. The Vikings can't buy a goal here in the closing seconds. 8 seconds remain. Skyline just lets this go. Calix plays it where they're not, and we will have game 5.
This is the greatest day ever. Oh my goodness, the matches just continue to get better and better and better, and what better way to end the day for Europe than going to game 5.
Yeah, how many overtimes in that previous series that we saw? I believe it was 3 overtimes out of the 4 games.
Yes, sir.
And now we're coming down to the wire with, we had an overtime, we have a pair of 1-goal games, we have this, which, yeah, this is a blowout by the standards of today. And this is just phenomenal. Coming down to the wire in week 2, and 2 teams that are going to be right there at the top of the standings at the end. This match, somebody's going to look back on and go, man, we missed an opportunity.
Yeah, but we told all of you that you better be prepared because this season is going to be so close-knit. Every single match matters. Every single game inside the match, every single goal matters, because at the end of the day, it could come down to all of those to find yourself in that top 4 or top 2 to go to the promotion tournament. All these teams have the ability to do so, but right now, game 5, it's time to lay it all out on the line. Don't leave anything that you want to take back home with you.
Yeah, you remember our predictions from the desks. Chad, I want to know what your predictions are. Game 5, Rightovers, Vikings. Somebody drops, and it's a huge loss for whoever takes it as we get into game number 5. Manfield the setting, as we reach the thrilling conclusion of the Rightovers and the Vikings and the end of week 2. Skyline met by Maestro, and we're underway. Calix beaten by Pondex, and who's going to win this race? It's Mummy Snow as Skyline retreats, and that is how game 5 gets underway.
Mummy Snow got the boost steal, looking for a defender in net, but look at the passing play coming down. Calix finds Skyline streaking down the side.
Anybody who picked the Vikings, you're free to change your mind anytime. Skyline setting up here off that great feed from Calix. Nobody home at the back, and that is huge for the Rightovers as they draw first blood in game 5. And now Calix coming up off the kickoff. Pondex doesn't have the clear. Mummy Snow rotating back just in case. But no shot coming in, and very lucky were the Vikings that that's the case. Maestro now looking for his first goal of the series. He's denied and not able to get another assist.
Yeah, the Vikings need to change it up. As stated before, the Rightovers are looking out for those the offenders coming through the defensive zone and just jumping over them, putting the Vikings out of position. And look at this, another put downfield by Skyline.
Normally in a series like this, sometimes you can point out a weak link. There is no weak link on either side. Bang! There's Maestro's first.
And Mummy Snow takes Skyline's hand and takes him out of the zone completely. No defender back means an open net for Maestro, and he ties this ball game up.
1-1. 1 minute gone by. Just what we expected. Just go away. Well, come back for overtime. It's fine. We know we're going to get it.
No, I'm going to stay the whole time because this series is so much fun. You blink, you might miss amazing.
Pondex for Maestro. This will get around in front. off the ceiling, and Skyline keeps his composure. Calix trying to split the defense, and it's sent away by Pondex. 3:30 as Bilbo sends one up for Calix. Bilbo waiting, and he can't connect. Maestro there to meet him just in case. I think he would have had the save, but it doesn't matter. Now Bilbo. Nobody else there as he can't get this ball past Pondex. But the Rightovers will try again. Bilbo maybe a little bit lost on the sidewall. Now he'll rotate out. That means nobody's there for this pass except Pondex, who's around Bilbo, but not around Calix.
Good heads-up play to clear that ball.
Pondex, first one up the ladder by a long shot here. Not able to follow this play up, though, as Bilbo has it. And now Skyline, heavy pass over to Calix. What can Calix do with this as he's running a little low on resource? Skyline needs this ball forward, and he's got it. But he needs support. He may get a little help, if not for Mummy Snow there. Good heads-up reaction to midfield. Look at this passing, and Calix just swats it down with authority. Can they convert on the counterattack? No, Mummy Snow recovers.
Yeah, I love that touch there from him, and demo coming out from Pondex. The pass was going over to Calix. The Vikings looking to score downfield, but Pondex whipping on that.
Calix right at Mummy Snow. Now Pondex, he got this in front for Maestro. He's got it under the bar.
And Maestro showing up when his team needs him most. Pondex puts that shot above Skyline, who had already pre-jumped. Bilbo searching for boost, just can't find it, and Maestro rolls that right underneath the crossbar to give themselves the lead.
Hey, North America, tough act to follow for sure. 2-minute mark in Game 5. And Maestro coming out of just a major cluster with possession, but not for long as Mummy Snow has to bail him out. He'll find Pondex, and Calix going to take his time and maybe give way to Bilbo. Now Maestro's shot. Not on target. Skyline. He doesn't have the boost to follow this play, and Calix turned off, and that means the ball's going all the way down to the blue half again.
I'm glad to see the Rightovers aren't panicking just yet. Plenty of time to work with, and how about the shot all the way downfield? The defender's expecting a pass, and somehow that ball finds its way to the net.
Calix just going up, faking, and then the ball just falls in. And it works out for the Rightovers. 2-2 with 1:29 left.
Trading blow for blow, Stacks going back and forth.
Oh, Skyline got the flip reset there, and Calix takes out Pondex. But here's Maestro on the other side. Only the rookie Bilbo left against the wily veteran, and it's the rookie who stands tall. Pondex with a big clear from the corner. That's going to find Calix, who's going to take possession at midfield. Bilbo right at Mummy Snow, and Calix there to save the day.
Just squeaks in, but expect to see both of these teams start to play very spread out, looking to cover that net up, not wanting an errant clear to go over their head and be the game-winning goal.
That pass from Mummy Snow just off the mark, and now Mummy Snow's got to come back on defense as Pondex sends that off to the side. Maestro will start another counterattack with 38 seconds. Skyline to intercept, and Calix beaten out by Mummy Snow. Now Mummy looking to center. That goes off of Bilbo in front. Maestro not able to get there in time. 30 seconds separate us from overtime in Game 5. Bilbo looking for one more touch, trying to get around Mummy Snow. The Rightovers looking to start off their rival series with a W, but it won't happen just yet. They may need extra time to get there. The Vikings looking for their first win as Calix can't get a pass off. It's boomed all the way downfield as the final seconds of regulation tick away. Bilbo's done it once at 0, but not this time. Overtime in Game 5.
And now it comes down to one final goal. Who is going to taste victory after this amazing series? Game number 5, overtime. You can't ask for more.
Maestro gives way to Pondex, but Maestro has to go back for that corner boost. That gives Calix enough time to challenge. Bilbo up the ladder around Mummy Snow, but he's got to get back in a hurry. Skyline now, his shot wide and sent away by Maestro. Counterattack, Pondex is going to be blocked by Bilbo. That shot was off the mark.
They had time to reset. This is going to favor the Rightovers unless Mummy Snow can get that touch, but Calyx sends it into the orange zone. Rightovers looking to do anything they can to break out in the offensive end.
Bilbo, not the touch he was looking for. It's the touch Mummy Snow was looking for, but Skyline will bomb it away. Mummy Snow hanging around on the blue end, but not able to catch a pass on the other side. Maestro looking for Mummy Snow. Here's Skyline. Not a lot of power on that shot, and Pondek sends it away.
Yeah, he wishes he had a fishing line there. Could reel back that one and try again. But the ball is still in the Vikings area, but unable to open up anything. This ball just remains in midfield in a wide open net. Calyx saw Bilbo, but this clear going all the way downfield finds the net, and the Vikings find victory.
Wow, that is not how you expected this game to end. Maestro, just sometimes you throw it at the net and good things happen. It did for the Vikings here as they get their first win of the Rival Series season. They go Game 5 twice. They lose to Veloce. They beat the Rightovers, and this is going to be huge for them going forward.
Yeah, you could say nothing but GGs to both teams. Just put on an absolute performance, just put on a showcase, and what a fun way to end the day for Europe.
Maestro, by the way, we talked about Fnatic not having a hat trick all of last season. Maestro's had a pair of clutch hat tricks for the Vikings here today as we welcome back Albert Halloran Haley III. Wow, what a day.
That was an incredible week 2 for EU. What better way to round things out to go into game number 5? Both teams displaying such grit, such persistence. One of the coolest moments of that season or that series was after game 1. You know, Bilbo ties it up, 0 seconds. Then they steal the game. They get the game 1. And I was wondering how Vikings would respond to that. After losing to Veloce Esports, do they feel deflated? Do they lose any of their momentum? No. They actually came back looking upset. They came back with a renewed resolve, and they had an incredible performance. It carried them all the way to the end here in overtime.
Yeah, one thing you know that Vikings have always had throughout history is anger problems. So, I mean, it shouldn't throw any of us off there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, you know, going back to Maestro as well, no goals in that whole series until those 3 that he scored in Game 5. Just phenomenal stuff there. Again, Maestro's always been a player that in the clutch, you know you can depend on him. His teammates needed him. He came through. Hey, the Viking experience here in the Rival Series is an emotional roller coaster, to say the least.
The landscape of EU continues to form. Let's take a look at the standings. We have some close competition here, regardless of who's on top. Veloce Esports, still perfect, 4-0. I think they have one more match off on the B stream later on. Yes. Complexity Gaming. It was tough going up against Veloce Esports, but I do still think that they can hang on in the top 2 spots. But there's so much momentum here for the rest of the bracket. It's still anyone's game.
Oh, 2 through 6 is absolutely stacked. And I mean, you've got to throw the Rightovers and Xenomoon because they did have some tough matchups in week 1. This is going to be so close. You could take a 8-sided coin, flip it, and choose who's in first.
Or you could roll an 8-sided die. I think that's a little more practical, Subi.
I disagree entirely.
Okay, well,
I personally feel like don't write off the Rightovers.
No, absolutely not.
I think they're going to have a strong performance. But later on today, North America, the Wild West, as I like to call it, we're going to have some very interesting, spicy matchups, to say the very least. Birds and the Bees, that is always a team to watch out for. We'll get to see them twice today.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that 4th matchup between the Peeps and Birds and the Bees. Peeps did not open up the season how they wanted to, but they came out on that B stream and got a sweep underneath their belts. They're starting to feel good, and if you're Birds and Bees, you got to be scared with that matchup.
Yeah, they've got a loaded schedule this week, and please don't let Corelli anywhere near that Peeps match. Good grief! I don't think the Peeps. I think have won 1 match that Corelli has casted. It's amazing, but you know, honestly, Birds and the Bees. You know, if they win both of their matches today, we talk about Veloce here in Europe. You know, they go 3-0 to start the season. That is a scary team to look out for. I don't know anybody else that would actually be able to challenge them.
It would be very tough.
RBG,
the
maybe?
games today, maybe. The matches we've seen today were absolutely insane. Imagine being able to see them in person. We have tickets on sale at the Prudential Center, tickets.rlesports.gg. We'll see you there potentially for the RLCS Finals, but that's going to do it for Rival Series EU today, North America later on. For now, have a good day.